Hi sharks, welcome back. Today I'm coming to you with this month's Doodle and Sketch box. And I actually opened the box yesterday and somehow part of my video got lost, or I'm sure it was operator error, but anyway, but luckily I have the opening of the box. I believe I have the opening of the box on video. If not, I'm going to have to film that too. But anyway, we'll be doing that today. I apologize, it's a little bit late for me because the box came and I was not home at the time that it came. I probably just missed them by minutes, and they require signature, I guess, for their international deliveries. So I was not here. So the next day I went to pick the box up, but it was after the windstorm, like 2 days after the windstorm, and many people were still without power, including the post office, so I couldn't pick it up that day either. So then I put my card in the slot to have them deliver it back to me the following day, just in case they didn't have power again. And so she finally delivered it yesterday. But it was an ordeal. That storm wiped out this area pretty bad. We had more than 1 million people in the Metro Detroit area alone that were without power. And that is a record for the Detroit area, at least since we lost our power grid in the Midwest, like back probably 10, 15 years ago, probably. But that was an ordeal. Holy smokes. But the thing with that storm that was so strange was that there was this wind current, the system that was right over lower Michigan and way up high, but right over the top of us. And it was a hurricane type of wind. And they said it was a Category 2 hurricane wind over Michigan, which is why so many other states were affected by it. But it wiped us out hard. And it kept staying over us. And with the Great Lakes, that just made things worse. But anyway, it was very, very interesting. And I was very fortunate. I didn't lose any trees, didn't have any damage to my home, but everyone around me did. My next door neighbor lost trees. My neighbor on the other side lost part of his roof. Somebody kitty corner behind me lost part of his roof. Another person kitty corner to me lost their power. Our power flickered on and off, and his power was out. He must have had a line come down or something. But then the day after, I was busy writing a comment to somebody in YouTube bragging about how lucky I was that my power didn't go out, and poof, out went my power. I thought, really? And my husband was out of town on business, and I certainly cannot carry a generator or do anything like that with my back and hips. So I was like, oh my gosh, well, I hope they're just fixing lines and it'll come back on. And luckily it did come on a few hours later. So they must have been just fixing lines in the area at the time and had to shut us all down in order to work on them. But anyway, all is well that ends well. But we had a lot of cold people here. We were down in the teens at night, anywhere from 11 degrees to 18 degrees at night. So people were freezing. There were quite a few people here that lost their lives in the storm. So if you're praying and you could kind of say a prayer for all of those people, that would be beneficial. But it was pretty bad here and pretty scary here. So anyway, I haven't been feeling well, and I apologize. Since my fall a week ago, my hips have been much worse, but I did have x-rays, which confirms now that I have some progression in my ankylosing spondylitis, and I'm getting calcification of my tendons in my hips, which is how ankylosing spondylitis works. If any of you have never heard of ankylosing spondylitis, it is an autoimmune disease like rheumatoid arthritis. In fact, it's the same gene family, but it works differently. Rheumatoid arthritis causes inflammation right in the joints. You'll see their joints get large and inflamed. we have inflammation around the joints, and it's caused in the tendons and ligaments that attach themselves to our joints, and they calcify, causing a formation of, calcification and loss of use. Once they've calcified, they don't uncalcify, they stay that way. So right now I've got some calcification going on in both hips, and one of my hips for sure is showing tendon damage. So I'm going to have to call my rheumatologist and talk to him about that. And of course, all of this happening right after they cut off my disability. At least these tests will help to prove that I'm not in the condition they seem to think I am from here up, that I can work. They don't see me shifting in my seat and pausing my video to go lay down or any of that kind of stuff. It's just so frustrating, but I appreciate all the prayers and the well wishes, and I thank you so much. I'm going to try to keep my channel going. I can't let disability decide on how I'm gonna get through my pain, and painting is what does it. I don't know why it matters if I'm pointing a camera on my painting as I do it, but just that they see it. I don't know. They also said in my denial letter that I was doing all these other hobbies: knitting, making jewelry, playing in an orchestra. There was a whole laundry list of things, some of which I didn't even do after my disability happened. I quit my orchestra at least a year prior to my disability because I was in so much pain. I couldn't make it through a work day and then go to orchestra at night, so I quit. Plus the driving was difficult, and I know that I quit before I was even on all my pain medication. So I don't know where they get this stuff. They must go to LinkedIn, and my LinkedIn page, I think I made in 2009 or 2008. It's never been updated. I need to just close it because I don't work. So anyway, and then same thing with knitting. I think the last time I knit was when my niece got married, and she was married on 11/11/11, which was still 4 weeks before my disability started. And, so I think, why do they do this? And my attorney said, oh, you should see what they do. They lump all this stuff together. And I said, well, they make me look like Superwoman? Because I'm not. All I do is the painting, and I can't even do that all day long. I don't understand how they think I can work an 8-hour day. I just went to church, and I barely made it through church. So, it just makes me so angry. But I appreciate all the well wishes. And now I'm going to go on to the box opening and explaining a little more about Doodle and Sketch. So stay tuned. So one thing that Doodle and Sketch has asked me to do is explain to you what these boxes are, how they work, and all of that. So Doodle and Sketch is different from a regular subscription box. It is not actually a subscription, because you have to go to the website every single month and order the box that you would like. And you might think this is a hassle, that you would like them to just send it out every month. But the nice thing about this box is not everybody gets the same box. You get to choose which box you like. So for this next month, if you go to doodleandsketch.com, you can look and see how they set up the website. So if you go to the website, doodleandsketch.com, at the top there are 4 little drop downs, and one of them says Doodle and Sketch box, the first one. If you click on that, a drop down will come down, and one of the options is order a box. And then you'll go to a page that looks like this, and you can scroll down, and it tells you a little bit about their contests and their deliveries and all of that. Now, a nice thing with Doodle and Sketch is that they always provide videos to go along with your boxes, which is a demonstration of a challenge that you can be involved in. Now, if you're going to do their challenge, you do what they do on the video. You do the same thing. And then they choose from those 3 finalists and then decide on one winner. And if you become the winner of their doosker challenge, then you will get a free box the following month. Now, the challenges are called doosker challenges. Doo for doodle, and ske for sketch with an R on the end. So it's called doosker. And you would go to Instagram, post your photo, and then hashtag doosker, and they will get it. And then you will be entered into the challenge, and then they'll decide. And if you're the winner, they'll let you know. Now, the interesting thing about these boxes is that when you go, not everybody gets the same box. When you look at these, you can choose from several different types of boxes. Some months there's only 2, some months there's 3 to choose from. So this coming month, for March, they have a watercolor box, an oil painting box, and then a markers box for drawing. So you can choose one of those 3 boxes. Now, it doesn't tell you what's in the box. You just know what genre you're getting. So for like, if I choose watercolor, it says what's inside the Doodle and Sketch box. It says creative task, which is your challenge usually, from Doodle and Sketch, and the ability to participate in the contest, doosker. Sometimes you don't have the ability to be in the contest. And then it says from 13 to 18 art supplies you will receive, pleasant surprises from Doodle and Sketch, which is usually like snacks and that kind of thing, and access to all full video drawing lessons from our past Doodle and Sketch boxes and future boxes for 45 days. So if you don't order for the following month, you have 45 days that you can use those, and then maybe the following month you want to reorder a box. You don't have to order them every month. And so they all have that same access every month, regardless of which genre you choose. So for this month, there are 13 to 18 watercolor supplies. The oil painting box, there are 11 to 13 art supplies. And then in the markers box, there's 11 to 15 art supplies. They all say cheaper than in a retail store, but I think it depends on where their supplies are coming from. Because some of the things you could probably buy in America may be a little cheaper. The boxes are not cheap, but it's not like you're only receiving 6 or 7 supplies like you would with Art Snacks or Sketchbox or something like that. You're going to receive a lot of supplies. And the other thing is that you will always receive every supply needed to complete the video challenge that is video recorded for you. Now, some months they have something called an author's box or an artist box. And then they will give you in your box all of your supplies plus a magazine or book. And this booklet is English on one side, Russian on the other. Now, this is the one that I received a few months ago for a watercolor book, watercolor challenge. Julia Barmanova did this, and it's always an interview with the artist along with some of their artwork that they do so that you can look at their artwork and see what kind of work they do. And then at the end, it discusses what the creative task is going to be. And then it'll tell you to watch the full video, and it gives you a date on when you can see it. For this one, it was January 1st that I was able to see it. And then this up here, this pink hydrangea painting that I did just recently was from that box. I did not do it at the time with her. So anyway, that's what I received. I had received several pieces of 100% cotton paper along with the frame, the kit, all a set of 12 full watercolors, brushes, everything. And Kleenex even for cleaning your brush off and for dabbing your paper and stuff. Right down to the Kleenex they give you. So anyway, so that's what happens in those boxes. And those are called author's boxes. They will have a special video, and everything in their video is included in the box. Right? Exactly what they're using so that you can follow along. Now, I think my brushes were slightly different than hers. They may have been different brands even, but they were basically the same. So that's what the Doodle and Sketch box is. Now, when you order your boxes, you might think, well, gosh, they're coming from Russia. And on their website, it is the amounts that they are printed in rubles. So like for this month, of course, the watercolor box is the most expensive. It is 3,790 rubles. The oil painting is 3,690, and then the markers is 3,590. And they get free shipping. But for U.S. international orders, there's a $15 charge tacked onto that total to pay for the shipping to bring it over from Russia. When you go to order it, it will take you to a place where you're buying it in euros. And then we would have to convert our U.S. currency from euros. But it does it for you. But it's always, the euros are always a little less than the U.S. dollar. I think $1 to dollar, it changes every month, but I think it was like $1.19 or $1.21 or something per euro last month. So the boxes can come, they're $50 to $65 for European orders. For the US, they would be 65 to 80, I think, with the shipping. 50 to 65, so it would be 65 to 80, yeah. And so that's how much it costs. You might think, wow, that's a lot of money, but you don't have to do it every month. You could choose to do it 6 times a year or 4 times a year. There's no commitment, which is really cool about this box. And the fact that you get so many wonderful supplies. I've never been unhappy. Oh, good. So I did have the box opening on recording. So I'm just going to go ahead and point you over to that. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the challenge on this video. Somewhere in the recording it says that I'm going to do a part 2. But I am not going to do a part 2. I'm going to try and do it on this. And I have to tell you, it's going to be a challenge for me because this is not my type of artwork. So this is what they call the author's box. It says author's box on there. And I was going to untie these and see how they worked because I was so curious. That one twists that way. Oh, I see how they did that. Okay. Alrighty, so I got my box here and we've got blue stuff this time. And they have my gift for me. I got a squirrel mix. Ooh, that's a real squirrel brush. Size 10. Roof Loft Real Squirrel Mix Brush. That means it's got mixed fibers in it. Wow, that's a nice gift. Thank you so much, Doodle and Sketch. I love squirrel brushes. You guys must know. We did get the magazine. And it is Russian on this side and English on this side. The artist this month is Anna Rastorgova. I'm so sorry, I'm butchering this. Rastorgova, something like that. Let me close the door. Sorry about that. And I'm sorry for butchering the name. And I got big Doodle and Sketch stickers this month. I love the big stickers. I'm going to put those in there. And, of course, you get your Doodle and Sketch business card, which they give you every month. And it says, Inspiration Artists, Motivation Workshops, Contests, doodleandsketch.com. And here is all stuff. Oh, wow, this is very different. What the heck is this? I've got, looks like cotton. This is cool. Let's see what's in here. I don't want to break it because I don't know what I'm doing with it. Uh-oh, it was already broken. Oh, poop, it was broken. It must have broken transit. But anyway, it was all stuck up here like this. And it's cotton, actual cotton. I've never seen a cotton plant. I think it's cotton. Very cool. So I've got that all busted up. Bummer. And I've got a pine cone and a walnut. This is interesting. Oh, this isn't a sticky close. I can open that up. And, oh my gosh, they got the Milka chocolates again. My husband was so bummed. He said, why didn't you save me some? I said, I'm sorry. I was busy editing a video, and I was laying there editing, and it just kept going in my mouth, and I ate the whole thing. So, yes, I've got a real walnut and a real pine cone from Russia. This is kind of cool. And I've got some sort of squishy food, which is in Russian. I never know what it is. Okay, Tatiana, what is this? What does that say? It looks like it's lime flavored, and it's very mushy inside. It almost feels like marshmallow. Hey, there's some English. It says take it. But that's the only English on there. And then, of course, the lovely, yummy, yummy Milka. Milka chocolate. Oh, these are so good. Oh, this one's different. It's got nuts instead of caramel. My last one was caramel. And I've got sap, I think, or something. I don't know what that was. Oh, and there's another book in here. Green Tangerines sketchbook. Oh, it's a sketchbook. They gave us a sketchbook for the month. This page got ruined. Probably in transit. Probably got stabbed by my pine cone because it's kind of bumped up. But nice, heavy-duty paper. You can hear how heavy that paper is. That's one page. Wow. And then in here we have, I've got a white gel pen, which is a jelly roll gel pen. And I got a Micron 02. And I'm wondering, these might be pencils, maybe, or maybe they're markers. They're markers. And we got Copics. We've got a Copic Chow C5. It's a different style of marker. I'm not a marker person, so I don't know much about markers. This will be quite the challenge for me. And we've got two Copics in brown and burnt sienna and brick beige. And I've got another marker, Copic Chow 49 super brush. It's dark bark. So I've got a feeling we're going to be drawing these things, these items that were sent to us. So that is everything in this month's box. The paintbrush was separate. This was a gift to me because I did not do my discount correctly. Sorry about that, Doodle and Sketch. This month I will email you first and we'll get it together. So anyway, so that is it. And now the artist, Anna Rastorgueva. This is the artist. That's what she looks like. Very beautiful woman. And the artwork that she has in here is really pretty. There's some of her artwork. I'm not going to read all the questions that they ask her. But they do ask some really cool questions. I'll tell you a few of them. It says, when did you start drawing? She started in 11th grade. What did you draw first? The first things that inspired her were travel, food, animals, and botany, and those themes have remained. And then they ask her about her style and what started her career. In the beginning, they ask her, Anna, tell us how you have started your art career. Probably like most drawing people, my journey began in childhood. Drawing often took time on a boring lesson on the road, in the doctor's waiting room, or in a quiet hour in the camp. I was pleased to pass the waiting with an album and pencils, but I did not consider the drawing as a prospect for the future, profession, or career. At school, I had planned to be a biologist and was going to enter the biology department. I was inspired, by movies like Star Wars and Indiana Jones. All the time I dreamed of adventure, and this perfectly intertwined with biology, the study of animals and related travels. You know, my interest as a kid was geology, and I wanted to travel and collect rocks. That's funny how you change. So she said that she went to a specialized school with an in-depth study of chemistry and biology, and one was biological illustration. And then later that she said, before entering the university, it got to me, and I'm very glad that it came in time. I did not much like to dissect frogs and explore their blood system. I much more preferred to draw animals. And in the 11th grade, I decided not to enter MSU. Well, here that's Michigan State University. I don't know what it is there. There was a question, where then to go? And then she says, slightly off topic to deviate from the course of the story, I was enlisted once in an art school. I remember when parents brought me a box of Leningrad watercolors, a terrible shortage at the time, and I went to the first class, and in this hour, all painted in gouache and glossy cardboard. I drew on cardboard with watercolors, and it, of course, slid. I had the worst drawing in the art school. I did not go back. And since then, until entering the university, I literally just drew in the margins, and that was all. And then it goes on from there. That was just the first question. So there's a lot about them that they ask them. Where did you find your inspiration and ideas? So I'm believing that this, which I'm going to have to somehow put back together because it's all busted apart, I'm going to have to carefully make sure that I can stick it back together because we're going to be drawing these. And if it doesn't turn out well in marker, I may just redo it in watercolor. But it should be interesting. We'll see how it works. So that is how things go. Here's some more pictures of her work. And I guess she does it all in marker, which is pretty interesting. If you look at this one, look at the background. It's very watercolor-like. She must have used watercolor marker or alcohol or whatever and faded the background out. But they're beautiful. I can't do that with markers. Holy smokes. So anyway, and the other side has different photos, I think. Oh, maybe not. But, oh, here's the one that we're going to be doing. That's it. Yikes. Oh, boy. So anyway, that is what the Doodle and Sketch box is about. That's the Doodle and Sketch box for this month, and this was the Artist's Author box. So I will get a, put all this stuff back in, along with my sketchbook. And I will get going on the project just as soon as I can, and I will post it all for you. Now, you guys got to be nice. You know I'm not a marker artist. You guys know that. So, we'll see what happens. So stay. Something else I wanted to show you regarding the box here is that on the boxes, you'll see up at the top, of the home page, it'll say Doodle and Sketch box, learn to draw, my DNS, and sign out. My DNS will take you to your own page, and it gives you your demographic information and that kind of thing. The video lessons are under Learn to Draw, and you can choose a video lesson from the past. The best artists, all sorts of things. So if I click on this, it'll take me to different video lessons. And they can be video lessons from years ago. There's a few that I would love to do, but unfortunately their videos are always in Russian. That's the one thing that I find is a problem. They say that they're going to make these with English subtitles. Now I'm going to go to the video for this month, and let's see. I think I have to go to my Doodle and Sketch, and I'm going to cover this because my address is going to come up. And then I'm going to do Doodle and Sketch videos. Video drawing lessons. Where's the one that, here it is, right here. There's a bunch of different ones here. Some of them are probably just about the artists. And this is the artist for this lesson. And then here is the video lesson. So to watch the lesson, you have to pick up a password. So every month there's passwords for these as well. Now for me, not being able to understand what they're going to say, this could be a problem. But I'm going to put in here to, where's the thing for the password? I forget which I click on. Maybe watch the video. And I don't have the password, so it should tell me it's going to email it to me, but get access to this video. There it is. Okay, and then it says the password for the lesson's been sent to your email address. And I hit OK. Then I can go to my email address and pick it up, and then I'll enter the password into this video. They're on Vimeo, I believe. And then you can go ahead and access the videos. And you can access any videos once you order a box. Doesn't matter what box you order, you can look at all the past video boxes. And then you have 45 days for future boxes. So I'm going to go ahead and watch the video. I can't do that online because you need to buy the box in order to do it. Okay, so here's the sketchbook that was given to me in my box, and this book is by Anna Rastergueva, if I'm saying that right, I hope. This is one of her artworks, and it says inspired by Anna Rastergueva, especially for Doodle and Sketch. I'm going to go ahead and again, I'm going to go ahead and put in my colors, starting with my lightest. Okay, so here is my walnut, and I had to use a different color because this color did not work in the set to make the walnut. It's a bummer that they gave me the wrong color. I'm gonna ask them about that. It really bums me out. I was hoping that, and maybe they had trouble getting colors. I know with Sketchbox they said that they had to try for months to get them, but I don't know. And I got a line here that I think I put on when I turned my page with a... Okay, so I think I'm about done with the pine cone now. There are a few areas that I gotta fix, I see, like right under here. Some of these areas are a lot darker from the angle I'm seeing them at. This one is not right though. That, whoops. Okay, so I've drawn in the last one, and oops, darn it, this is falling over. Got to keep it up, and I just broke that one piece off, but I think I know the colors. There. Well, that'll work. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start by doing the leaves off the back. Actually, I want to erase this a little more. Looks like I missed some lines. I should be brave enough to use a marker, but I'm not when I'm drawing. So those are nice and light, but I'm gonna make it darker at the base. I think I'm getting the hang of these markers a little bit. If I just wait and then go back in with another layer, then I can change the value a little bit, especially in those subtle areas. Like this is folded in a little bit, so I want it darker. And now this one is light. And looks like I missed a piece here in my drawing. Right down here, I need to add, this comes down. There. Okay, so here is my finished Doodle and Sketch challenge, doosker challenge. I have to say I am so proud of myself because, as you all know, I am not a marker artist at all. I need to fix this. And so for me to be able to do this, I'm really proud of myself because it helped watching somebody doing it, even though I couldn't understand a word she said. It is helpful to watch how somebody works so that I can see how they actually do that. But anyway, so this is my final sketch, and I will post it on Instagram. I'm sure I'm not going to win because I'm not a marker artist, and I'm sure there are lots of terrific marker artists out there that are going to get this challenge down pat, but I'm going to enter it anyway. So those of you who have the box, you guys should enter too. And we'll just see how it goes. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Have a great day. Remember, be courageous, draw or paint with wild abandon, and most of all, be kind to each other. Bye-bye. God bless.